DM gave my familiar rolled stats, skills, and like 2 cantrips and a spell it can cast. My face when my familiar, a fish, is stronger and more charismatic than me. I ain't complaining, but what the f***? Hey, what's up everybody, it's 7 Damn Rabbits here and welcome to another DnDGreentext video. Before we jump into this one, I don't want to add anything, just leave a like maybe and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm actually, I recorded the intro for the video last. That's kind of weird, but it makes sense if you... whatever. And I really want to go eat something right now. So that's why this maybe seems rushed, but I'm really hungry and I hope you enjoy the video. The real treasure were the friends we lost along the way. Okay, I thought that was going in a different direction. Disabled PC gets the best reward. Be me, DM. Be not me, Kenku Bard, Half-Orc Barbarian, Human Fighter, and Disabled Tiefling Sorcerer who uses a wheelchair to move around. Party enters a dungeon, about medium difficulty for their level. Due to rolls and ideas, party is getting destroyed. Fighter decides to scout ahead, free on his perception check, and ends up trying to 1v2 some cave bears. The rest of the party shows up just in time to see him get mauled to death. Have trouble with the cave bears. Next room is obviously the boss room. Sorcerer. Hey guys, should we make a short rest before entering? Barbarian. Why? Our fighter is already dead. We don't have use for one. Oh god. Party enters. Troll was chained up to the wall. Kenku practically smashed to death immediately. Despite that, they put up a good fight. Bard's dead. Barbarian is only alive due to relentless endurance. Troll is low. Barbarian grapples the troll and tells the sorcerer just to fireball them. Sorcerer does it. The troll is dead and the barbarian is downed, already out of healing pots. He rolls a 7 for death saving throw. Sorcerer tries to do a medicine check but also rolls a 7. Barbarian rolls a natural 1 and dies. The sorcerer is the last one alive. He heads to the back of the room to finally get the treasure. Fought hard for it, watched all 3 of his friends die and almost died themselves. Opens treasure chest. Boots of speed. My face when. God damn it. I hope that was not intentional or anything. Like, I really hope that was created beforehand and he didn't just... That's still a move. I mean, could have just changed it to another... You you usually have to have multiple items prepared, right, for rewards. Could have changed to something that was useful to the sorcerer. God damn it. Oh, that's sad. Joe Rogan is the barbarian that spent time with the wizards. Joe Rogan is like some barbarian Khan from the steppes that took an interest in intellectual things, and his show is basically him bringing slightly nervous scholars and magicians to come before him to explain how the world works. Glasses man, you explain to Joe why sky big and how tree grow. But he also will believe almost anything you tell him, and only recently, in the past few years, does he clap back like, Tiny Hatman say otherwise. Do you lie to Joe? Tiny Hatman say fat not bad for you, that sugar is enemy. So which is truth? Joe thinks you are wrong. And people just nervously go, oh, okay, yeah, I guess so. Joe spent many moons on horseback and training with bow and sword. But Joe also wonder why skyfire rise from mountains every morning. You will explain this to Joe. I haven't watched Joe Rogan, or well, listened, or I mean watched, but now he's on Spotify, right? I don't know. Whatever. Enough to know if this is accurate or not. From my very brief experience, I think this is accurate. But if you watch him, let me know. Let me know how accurate this meme is actually. Anon plays a one-shot. One-shot. The party has to investigate an imp cave. DM says that the imps are special. Starts calling them S-imps for short. They're transporting jars of water to put in the town's water supply. It's piss, that parchment. They're under control of a succubus deeper in the cave. The S-imps are just mutated people who have drank the water and fallen under the succubus's spell. Her name? Delbelfind. Roll for your familiar. Choose Find Familiar for new wizard. DM asks if I wanna roll for my familiar. Sure, f it. Might be funny. DM gave my familiar rolled stats, skills, and like 2 cantrips and the spell it can cast. My face when my familiar, a fish, is stronger and more charismatic than me. I ain't complaining, but what the f***? Stuff like this happening and having to roleplay it and getting to, you know, just experience random like this, I think is something that's really fun about rolling for stuff and stats and whatnot. Anon teaches a girl D&D. Trying to teach a girl how D&D works. Makes half-orc rogue. I'm loving the concept. First fight starts. Okay DM, I spray the enemy with water. What? You can't do that? Why not? Aren't I half-orc? I love stories like this that are based on some misunderstanding and people realize really late that they misunderstood something. Long-lived PCs. Cinder in death squads. Would play. Give it a short contrast where these guys are all 600 years old. That one's an architect, this one's an elfware engineer, this one is a poet, but they all spent 20 years in the Rangers, so when another war starts, they're ready to go. But they can still talk about high society topics while they're waiting for deployment. So, Taliel, what did you think of Prince Ibor's speech? Oh, I had to stop listening when I realized he wasn't giving it in pentameter. Legalizing political prose was a mistake. Coming into the battlefield on the back of a giant eagle. Yay, this not I. Blaring in the background? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, maybe I'm just tired, but I'm pretty confused by this story while recording it. Just having the encounter is the real challenge. So, when shall we have the next session? Everyone agrees to a time. The day comes. Everyone is playing League. This happens twice in a row. God, I hate that game. This is particularly specific, but I know that this happens to people like regardless of what the people that are canceling are doing, and it just happens a lot. I don't know, I just know how much this sucks. I really don't think that anyone that has played D&D hasn't gotten frustrated by schedules or rescheduling or canceling or anything related to this at least once. Like, I highly doubt that. But maybe that's just my unfortunate personal experiences that I had. Maybe they'll come around if you invite them to play in the new expansion, Legends of Runeterra, Dark Tides of Bilgewater, sponsored by D&D Beyond and Riot Games. Wait, is that a thing? Okay, I googled it. Apparently it was real, or it is real, I don't know how you want to put it. They did have a little expansion with Legends of Runeterra something, but it was removed from the D&D Beyond website. I think you might still be able to find it somewhere on the internet, because you know, once it's there, it's never out of there, I guess. But yeah, it's not there officially anymore. The railroad is everywhere. Go to bathhouse in an attempt to escape DM's railroading attempts. Awesome! You make your way to one of the stalls and begin to settle down into it. And as you do, rising out of the water is the king, and he begins to tell you of the troubles in Felrod. You exit the changing room and encounter a quantum ogre in one of the baths. As you exit the bath, the local lord stands in wait along with scores of men-at-arms, seasoned veterans in full towel harness. He arrests you and your party for having the gall to occupy the bathhouse, forcing him to wait his turn. In his domain, his will is the law, and your party of vagabonds have been committing the grave offense of inconveniencing him. You don't dare fight back. Even ignoring their superior numbers, each of his men have years of experience towel whipping in the locker rooms of the local lord's barracks. Your inexperienced bottoms would never survive such a brutal towel lashing. As your band of vagabonds is led away in chains to rot in the dungeons for the rest of your lives, never to bathe again, the local lord assumes his rightful place in the hot waters of the baths. That time I actually made a character learn. Bimi, DM. Party is given the simple quest of escorting building supplies to the site of a temple reconstruction in the middle of the countryside. Arrives to find massive battlefield outside of the temple ruins, with a number of casualties in black, brown and red cloaks, each bearing symbols of various gods and demons associated with witchcraft and necromancy. Each one has 2 silver coins on their eyes and a single gold coin in their mouth. Knowledge check of 5 tells them that this is basically a temporary burial custom from the church that hired them until they can give a proper funeral. Be not me, edgy rogue. I take all the money. Wait, you're stealing the Mors Numisma from the corpses? Yes. You are stealing coins which are part of a ritual to keep the dead on battlefields from rising as undead. From a battlefield full of what appears to be cultists of various gods associated with necromancy? Yes. This sounds like a good idea to you? It's what my character would do. Besides, we can take on zombies no problem. How much do I get? Okay then. You get 100 silver from their eyes and 50 gold from their mouths. Players go through the dungeon dealing with lots of undead and return. The rest of the party is expecting 50 angry zombies to be waiting outside the church. Oh no, I have different plans. Night falls and the party rests. Turn to Rogue. As you sleep, you have a dream where you are surrounded by a great light. You look and see the god of the sun standing before you. A chill runs through your ankles as cold, clammy hands grip them. You look down and see 50 pairs of cold, dead hands gripping and pulling at your legs. The god speaks. Since you desire wealth so much, you shall have it, in abundance. But it shall not be without cost to you, mortal. Rogue awakes to find a bag of gold tied to his waist. It is a pouch of endless gold that sets him at his current carrying capacity. Oh, also, he can only spend it in ways that do not benefit him. Whenever he fails a task, he feels the grip of the dead on him. Sees them out of the corner of his vision. Things like that. 3 months of sessions of this before he finally manages to redeem himself and break the curse. Adventure eventually draws to a close and the party wraps up. Flash forward 3 years. BDM. New group except for one person. The former rogue is now playing a barbarian. Party stumbles upon a battlefield with Mors Numisa on casualties. New rogue. I steal the coins. Former rogue stands up and screams so loud the windows shake. No, you do not. Well, that's really nice actually. That is nice that he learned his lesson and he really learned it because he's teaching it to other people now. So that's great actually. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. If you've made it this far, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing if you haven't already and turning the bell on if you want to get notifications for future videos. With that being said, also thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon. I really appreciate it, so thanks a lot for the support given there to all the Patreon supporters. Links below if you want to check out all my social media, subreddit, Discord if you want to join those. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!